All right, so you are playing Psylocke, just Psylocke, and we're on Brennan T'Challa. All right, let's see what we're doing here.
The collector's contract expired.
All right.
I'm free to hunt as I please.
So at this point, you should have hit tab. I'm assuming you did. I'm hoping you did. You know exactly what their comp is. You know that they have a Strange and an Emma as their tank. You know that they have a Pun and a Bucky, and you know that they have a Fox and a Cloak. Your best bet at getting value is probably going to be hitting their backline in this case, and probably their Cloak, not their Fox. But we'll see what you do. There's no reason to use invisibility here. You were perfectly safe. So you just want to make sure you're not using cooldowns when you don't have to. Just a small note. So here I would play a little bit more aggressive. Like, I like the concept that you're getting high ground, but you're not playing necessarily a poke hero. She can poke, but you're not looking to poke. You're looking to literally eliminate their backline. So I would have been more aggressive around here. Let's see. Right when you engage that Cloak. Here. So you still have a dash, so you can get out of trouble if you need to. She disappears, but look where she disappears to. You can chase her, I'm pretty sure, can't you? I would have chased her here. So where's the Cloak? Where's she go? She goes right here, kind of in the middle. You can still shoot her from where you were. You didn't necessarily need to take high ground and waste time taking high ground there. So just kind of like an uptime thing. Let's see what else happens here, though. Because look at how much health or damage she's taking. It's almost negligible. She doesn't care about you right now, and you want to make her care about you. Kill the Bucky here. Shotgun in the face. That sucks. Let's do this. Okay, so now they're kind of pushing the choke, which is what they're supposed to do. They're not even pushing it that hard. They're actually being very relaxed about this. Okay, so this is very passive gameplay, and you're Psylocke. So you don't want to be passive here. What you typically want to do is, you see that they're here. You want to take a left, and you want to go through that little tunnel. Basically, you want to start getting set up at this little tunnel here. Okay.
I have reawakened.
So your main, you're kind of just chilling. This is a very passive style of gameplay, and with Psylocke, you can't really do that. You have to be taking angles right now and developing your ult charge. You're only at 52. I think you just reloaded when you didn't need to. Didn't you? Yeah, you were at 8. So again, they don't really have a reason to care about you. You're not really poking anybody. You're not really adding any value to the fight here. So they don't necessarily care about you. The Punisher just kind of looks at you and just shoots you from a distance. And it's like, oh, there's Psylocke. It's whatever. We'll just shoot at him. What you really should be doing is making space for your team in this instance. They're trying to go down a nasty choke. And it's one of the nastiest chokes in the game. And your team is having a very rough time doing that because you are not creating space for them. All right, let's zoom ahead here. Let's see if you go left this time. Go left, go left.
That's better.
There we go.
Out of sight.
See, it was too little too late.
This will do nicely.
And another thing you can be doing here is taking high ground and go all the way around to get like a very aggressive angle and just literally shoot their butts. Because again, you're trying to make space here. Your team is not doing very well. But part of it is because they don't have any space to work with. So like for instance, if you said your team was like maybe asking you to switch. So sure, if your team is asking you to switch, it's probably because they feel like you're not adding value. So for instance, if you were Squirrel Girl here, or Punisher, or Moon Knight, or Cyclops, or Namor, you could just kind of shoot down that hallway and get more value than what you've been getting right now. But it doesn't mean that you need to switch. All you need to do is adjust your play style so that you can get value. So you just need to be taking more aggressive angles and making them turn for you, because the second that they turn, your team can push. And they're going to kill you here. Okay, so let's see how the next fight goes here. I have a feeling yeah. So this one ends pretty quick. Let's see what we do on this next map. New map's always a new fresh start, right?
Once I saved lives with a scalpel.
Okay.
Now I do it with a spell.
And I'm not saying that your team's amazing, or that like you're the only bad player on your team, or that the only person like not providing value on their team. Like there's another DPS on your team, like the Phoenix. I'm not sure what she's been doing. There's a whole lot of things going on here, but I'm specifically critiquing you because it's like, well, you can't control what your team's doing. The only thing you can control is you. Okay, we're going down main again here, which is fine. But I would like to see you break off. Good. So now we're taking a flank here. We're taking a high ground flank. I personally would have not taken a high ground flank. I would have just kept on the bottom there and just kind of poked and see where everyone's at. But this is okay. It's just that Psylocke is not a poke hero. She can poke. It's just not her specialty. It's one of the things that she's actually kind of worst at. Okay, we're going invis to get closer to the Star-Lord. I would have loved to see you go invis and go actually a little bit closer to the back line here, and then just shoot at him from like a high ground here, or even from behind cover here, as opposed to using your invis to engage the Star-Lord, because you know that he's just gonna get healed immediately. We're pretty sure that he's got all of his fuel, so he can just get away from you. He doesn't really care about you that much. He doesn't have to, but the back line does and should care about you. It's a very nice kill on that Punisher during ulting. That was awesome. I think your team actually wins this fight. You might die though. I was worried if your team was going to heal you here. Hide from the ult. Good. Stop looking at the Star-Lord here. You're not going to do much to him. He can get away from you the second he starts getting low. What I think you're doing is peeling here, but your team seems to be a very passive team. And so when your team is being very passive, that is usually an indicator that you probably don't have to peel as much, because they are actually going to do a lot of the peeling. So you see here, like the Phoenix is looking at him, the Luna's looking at him, your other support is looking at him, your Gambit. I would be looking at their Cloak and their Fox here. He's gonna contest you. Hopefully you get healed here. And now you have effectively burned through 2 of your dashes. You've gotten almost 0 alt charge. So that was okay. You did a little bit of poking there, but I'd love to see you just be highly aggressive, taking an angle and just shooting them from behind. I want them constantly thinking about you and worried about where you're at. Right now, if you think about it from the perspective of the enemy team, they aren't worried about you, right? Like they're just not. They're not constantly thinking about you. They're not worried about where the Psylocke is or what the Psylocke's going to do about you right now. But you can change that. You can start taking off angles. You can start shooting their supports. You can make their supports go into voice chat and cry about how the Psylocke's annoying. You can do all those things. It's just that right now that's not happening. Your Luna was ulting and you stepped away from her. I mean, she might have gone to damage, but you still could have lived if you stayed by the Luna. Killing him is not more important than living here, and you know that you can live because you have a Luna ult. So, I mean, you can stand in the Luna ult and shoot him, and you might be able to kill him, sure, but you don't want to die for that. So if I were to guess, I'm assuming that your entire team is talking about how the Star Lord is destroying all of you, and that's why maybe you're looking at him. But you could be just as annoying and awful as him, especially in Diamond 3, because you could just be constantly shooting the supports the entire time. And that's going to make him get less heals, because right now he seems to be pocketed pretty hard. But if you're shooting the supports and they're always worried about you, now he's gonna get less heals. So yes, you can peel and shoot him, but that hasn't been doing much. He's gonna be getting really pocketed, right? You're gonna die here, I think. You're still gonna die here. Yep. At this point, it's still winnable. You can still take an off angle and still go all the way around and shoot the supports. But they just all click Q, and then it's over. Okay, so basically what I'm seeing here is I would be highly aggressive in this type of scenario. I would make sure that your downtime is almost none. I would make them constantly think about where is the Psylocke and where is she going to shoot us from the side or from the back. Frontlining here just doesn't seem to make much sense because they have a better front line than you do, especially with their Punisher. And if you look at what their Star-Lord's been doing, he's been highly aggressive. Yeah, kind of frontlining, but you can kind of, like, when you see a player who's doing well, you can emulate what they're doing. So for instance, when you lost that fight, like, what was this guy doing? Oh, he's with his team. Let's see what he did before they got the fight. Okay. So the point is yours right now. Here's you. So he follows up on the ult. He actually, if you see, he actually like scares you off, right? And then they just all kind of snowball. And part of it is just that his team's doing as well, and they had some ults here. But let's see what else I mean, this is not the only thing that he's doing well. Let's see what else he does. Again, just emulate like good players in your lobbies, even if they're beating you. Let's see this guy. So here's you again. He scares you away. He's like, all right, I got a health pack, no problem. I'm gonna stay up here. Get tons of my ult charge, tons and tons of ult charge. Now he has ult. Here's you again. Now, if you look at it from his perspective, does he care that you're up here? Is he concerned that you're up here? Nope. He's got almost full health. Look at how many cooldowns he has. He has an ultimate in his pocket. His Emma shield is right there, preventing him from getting hurt. He does not care that you're here, and he can shoot right through that shield and shoot you. So instead of 1v1ing this guy, I'd be shooting their supports. Because if you look at where their supports right now,
Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
you could be looking at her, because if you take an off angle there, where's my thing? If you're there shooting the butt of this cloak, that's a lot of value. You could also be shooting this fox. That's a lot of value. Now this Punisher, he has to turn and look at you. And now these supports are concerned about you, and their front tanks are not going to get healed as much, which means that you actually give your team the ability to maybe kill those tanks, right? So again, it's just providing value for your team, and it's going to change every team fight, maybe every game, depending on how well your team's playing, how well they're playing, and what heroes it is. And that's really the awareness that you're kind of looking to kind of grow, if I may say that. So you just want to improve your awareness of like, okay, I can't be wanting the Star Lord this whole time because it's not providing value. Instead, what else could I be doing? Could I be peeling? Probably not. In this case, I'd be getting value out of just shooting their supports the entire time so that it gives you a better chance. Now, would you have won this game if you did all the things that I just talked about? I don't know. I don't know if it was just absolutely 100% a team diff, but I know that you would have gotten more than one final. And I know that you would have gotten your ult more often. And I know that there's probably a chance that your other teammates would have gotten more finals because the frontlining tanks and Punisher wouldn't be getting as many heals because you're shooting their supports. So I think this probably could have been a winnable game. Sure, it could have been a team diff, but I think this could have been a winnable game. The thing that I would absolutely say is, do you have to switch off of Psylocke to win this game? Absolutely not. I think this is an absolutely winnable game on Psylocke. I think if you lock in and just kind of pay attention to where can you get value, you can stay on Psylocke and win this game. And I think going to a different hero will not necessarily make you win this game just switching. I don't think there's any reason for you to switch off of Psylocke here. Very winnable. All right, GG's.